Hello everyone, welcome to Njcaligardener Family. I want to say thank you to every new subscriber who has subscribed to our channel. Uh, First of all, I want to tell you guys, if you did not know, once you become a subscriber, you are considered family to the Njcaligardener Family channel. It doesn't matter if you're a rookie gardener, if you're a new gardener, if you're a master gardener, OG gardener, you are considered family. We all are here to help one another and see how we are doing in our gardens and what can we learn from each other. One thing you should always know and do your research on is the zone you live in. It is very, very important. That way you have an idea on how to start a garden, if it's containers or even if it's growing in the ground. Let's get started. Today I want to discuss with you guys on the benefits of composting. And we're going to go ahead and just turn over here, because right in front of you is our compost bin, and over here we have our food scraps. Now I know you guys saying, what is going on? Why you have an empty container? What happened to the my lemon tree? Well guys, our my lemon tree it has been suffering so much through this past almost 2 months. We have had triple digits for the last month, and unfortunately, due to the loss of leaves, all the branches looks like they are dead. So I took the precaution of removing it and placing it in its original container that we purchased it 3 years ago. And actually, I'm trying to revive it. It is going through it's an emotional thing for us, our family, because we use that tree, that fruit, a lot. And 2019, winter 2019, 2020 was very, very overwhelming with love, because we got so much citrus from that tree. It blew our minds. We had over 44 citrus that we had collected from that tree, and for it to be a small tree, it was amazing. And so, due to the our bipolar weather, I just removed it. We're trying to, and we're gonna see what happens. Back to our original program. Here is our food scraps. When you're composting, you want to have green and brown. And so your green would be your raw vegetables, any type of vegetable you could think of. Your brown is your cardboard, is your used coffee grounds, your grass clippings, dry grass clippings, and it could be your old leaves, anything that you can get your hands on, like those leaves on the ground over there from our citrus tree from before, that the leaves that fell from the citrus tree from before. And so here in front of you we have an old cucumber. We do have some citrus, some collard greens that we didn't need anymore, that we harvested from. I believe this is the husk. No, yes, this is green onion. Okay, and so we are going to compost. Another thing I have here is a big thing of compost, used coffee grounds. And if you want to compost your coffee filters, it is good to get the brown coffee filters that's labeled compostable. Okay, so with that being said, let's go over here and we could look at our other compost bin. And as you can see, right in here, we have compost. We have our grass clippings. We have food scraps in here. I know y'all probably say it looks dry. I didn't water it today at all, but it needs water. We got eggshells in here, and we have other stuff in here. Like we had carrots and everything. So a lot of stuff broke down throughout our years. Let me get my glove because I want to show you basically how the compost look. I'm trying to get my glove on with one hand, y'all. Y'all bear with me. Okay, so basically, as I am going here, I'm gonna dig my hand in here, And as you can see, look at this. This is ready compost. All right. And you can shift. We could basically shift this compost in a shifter, or this use this, or just place it, on top. Okay, and you can see like the worms and everything, the little bugs, all this. They're helping to break it down, and what they're doing too, they're pooping in this. These are earthworm castings that's being created. Look at that. All right. And so, don't be afraid to compost, guys. My favorite method of composting is trench composting, or just basically composting in place. Another way you can compost is by actually doing hot composting and cold composting. The way I compost is I compost basically the cold method. The cold method is just taking your food scraps and just allowing it to decompose slowly. Hot composting is basically taking a lot of nitrogen, a lot of carbon, and making it hot. And you want your compost to be at least at a 180 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, when you add a manure and all these other things, you don't have to add manure, but that's another way to help it to actually break down quicker with your nitrogen, manure, and everything else. That's hot composting. But the method I love to do is trench composting. And so all we're going to do, let me move this out the way. Mind you guys, I'm using one hand. It's basically take some used coffee grounds on top, right? And basically cover it up like this. That's it. You're just gonna cover it up and just let this be and let it sit and break down. And it's not a good method, a way of you actually seeing it, but it's basically you just digging a hole, right? Let's come over here. Just digging a little hole. All right. Let's take a eggshell. Let's take some eggshell and a cucumber, right? Let's just say, as an example, place it right here, break it down, right? Like that, as you see here, and just cover it up. Now, mind you, you got the whole cucumber plus the seed, everything. And why do you see basically the compost, vegetation come up? Well, because you got the seeds starting to form, and you'll get more vegetation. So we may get some cucumbers because I just buried it, so we'll see. All right, and we're gonna leave it alone and let it compost. The only difference is when you do this, it breaks down slowly, so it's gonna take time. But this helps because not only it's gonna break down, it's gonna keep the soil fertile. All right, guys. So that's just a way of composting in place. It doesn't matter if you're composting in place near your vegetables. It doesn't matter if you're composting in place near your citrus trees, your stone fruit trees, your subtropical trees, whatever you want to compost in place at. Have a designated spot. And every time you dig you have food scraps, you can just place those food scraps in that hole and basically cover it up with like this. Cover it up with a 5-gallon lid. That'd be your little covering right there. Okay? Or you could dig a hole anywhere you want to and just put food scraps in. Cover it up with some used coffee grounds, place the dirt back on top, there you go. The reason why you use used coffee grounds is because it's not only beneficial to help in breaking down the compost, but also it deters the smell. Because if you have rats, raccoons, possums, and all that kind of stuff, you want to make sure that nothing digs it up. Cats like to dig up, they smell certain things, and they go after it. So be careful as well when you have a designated composting area. All right. So that's what I want to talk about. I hope this helps you a little bit on the composting and why you should compost, because it actually helps benefit Mother Nature. It benefits the forest, your food forest, the forest that we live in. All right, Mother Nature knows best. God knows best. He created us in His image and likeness, so we should actually follow His principles of gardening and growing our own food, because that's the only way we can stay healthy, when we grow it ourselves. Because in reality, guys, we don't know where it's actually coming from, if they're using chemical treatment to our vegetation, the food that we eat, no matter if it's vegetables or meat. So that's a little the benefits of composting. My favorite out of all the composting methods is composting in place, trench composting. That's the way to go. I hope you enjoyed this content a little bit. There is more information about composting. I just gave you a brief segment of it. I hope that you guys have a great day, and please do us a favor. Please share. Our goal and desire is to reach 300 in the month of July. We are close. We had 291, I believe. And so if you can help us, share with somebody who wants to learn how to garden. And as well, follow us on Instagram, because if we don't actually post a video on our YouTube channel, it will be on Instagram of a picture or a small story video that we want to share with you guys. So until next time, this is Njcaligardener Family. I hope you have a great day. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.